Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel, being Louisa. Today's video is going to be my best and my worst experience on placement. And today's video is also going to be sponsored by nurses.co.uk. Nurses.co.uk are an online website where you can find all things nursing, from job posts to blog posts. And their midwifery section is expanding with us. So I'm going to start off with my worst experience because one, it's the longest. I feel like whenever I explain it, I have to go into detail. And two, because I want to end on a positive. Basically, my worst ever experience happened a couple of months ago. It was on labour and delivery. Me and my mentor read for her notes and we read her birth plan. And it did say they didn't want any medical students in there at all, and midwifery students in only a observational capacity. And I was like, okay, cool. I was like, in my head I was making a plan. So this has happened to me one other time, and like I was in the room and then the lady said, oh, actually she doesn't want a student there. She told my mentor, she felt really bad about it, and I was fine with that because I was like a nervous wreck because I was in first year. But anyway, so this time round I was like, okay, we're in with a plan, like I'm gonna ask if it's okay, because I had seen in a couple of other women's birth plans that they didn't want student midwives in the room, or they didn't want student midwives to participate. And when I went in the room and introduced myself and asked them, they were actually like, do you know what, it's okay, the students I've had so far have been amazing. It's just because I wasn't sure what you would be doing and I didn't want like loads of medical students like staring. I was like, fair enough. So I kind of like knew, I kind of thought I knew how this was gonna go. We then went into the room. There was the woman, her partner, and also her doula. And now, because I have a doula friend on YouTube, I was like, doulas are awesome. And like, I always try and stick up for doulas, even when the midwives are like kind of bashing doulas because they've never had good experiences. This doula made me rethink me automatically sticking up for them, because this doula made me feel worthless in a sense, and I hate feeling that way. Like, I absolutely detest it. It was horrible. And sometimes I feel like maybe I'm over exaggerating, but then other times I'm like, no, I'm not even exaggerating enough. So basically, after we did our spiel, and the whole time we were talking, you were talking to the women, but also like, because where I was standing in the room, me and the doula were facing each other. It was literally directly across from each other, and we were all talking together. The woman was in labour, so like we were talking to the doula as well, like more to the doula. And so yes, the whole time we've been talking, then we get to the end of our explanation, which is about 10 minutes. So for 10 minutes, this doula has been looking at me and we have been talking. Then the doula turns away from me, and not even just like that, like so like turns the head to look at my mentor. She full on in her chair went like this to talk to my mentor. Full on just turn, okay? And that, whatever. Then what makes it worse is she turned around and then was like, obviously so-and-so, I can't say the name, so-and-so doesn't want any students in the doesn't want any medical students in the room, and student midwives can only observe, they cannot partake in any way in the labour and delivery, blah 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 blah. And like, she kept on like reiterating that and talking about me as if I wasn't in the room and she hadn't been looking at me for the last 10 minutes. And I felt like, what? Like, I was just kind of like, I think I was just so in shock that someone could be so rude about it. Like, I've had women be like apologetic. Like, the first time this happened to me in first year, she was so apologetic, she felt so embarrassed, and I was like, it's okay, it's your choice, it's your birth. But this was different because the way the doula was talking about me as if I wasn't in the room, the fact that she turned from looking at me for 10 minutes away from me, like physically turned her whole body away from me to look at my mentor and talk about me as if I'm not in the room, I just felt so, I felt like it was disrespectful. And because I know my worth, I feel like I shouldn't be talked to about in that capacity. Like, she tried to make it professional, but it just felt really rude. Like, she could have said that to me. She could have said to me, I'm so sorry, but so-and-so doesn't want any students to partake in the labour and delivery, but you can observe. She could have said that. That would have been perfectly okay, and I would have been like, that is so fine. I was actually going to ask if it was okay for me to be here. That would have been fine. but it's the fact that she turned away from me and spoke to my mentor as if I wasn't in the room. I felt away, and then when me and my mentor left, my mentor was like, I can't believe that happened, like that's actually kind of rude. I thought she said students could be in the room, and I was like, no, it did say like only in observational capacity. And my mentor was like, but how are you supposed to learn if you can't do your job? And I was like, it's okay. And I then went to the bathroom and cried, and I called my mum, and I was crying because I felt so disrespected. And I felt, when I went back in the room, I felt so awkward. I literally stood right across the opposite end of the room from all of them. I was writing my notes. I wrote the notes, like my mentor did everything, I just wrote the notes. There were times my mentor was like, she was like, come help me do this, Louisa, because she needed my help. And I felt really awkward doing that. I felt so awkward approaching the bed and approaching the woman because of the way the doula spoke to me. Like, I felt awkward. I felt like I shouldn't have been there. It made me not want to do my job. And that's a terrible thing to feel, but that's just how she made me feel. Like, every time I took a blood pressure, I felt like I shouldn't be doing that because she said she didn't want a student to partake in any way. So yeah, that was hard. Like, it was so hard. So that was my worst experience. And now my best experience, they kind of always roll into one, but it's generally me helping someone and then them telling me that I actually helped. Because you know when you do something nice for someone or you help someone out and then like you think that you've done a really great job, or you think that you've really helped them out, and really and truly you haven't. so I like it when like I get told like that really helped, so I know, okay, what I should keep in my repertoire and what I should get rid of. And so I can tell you the best one actually. I think I partially spoke about this in my labour and delivery as a second year video. I'll link it up here. But there's a couple who felt like friends. They just felt like I'd known them for a really long time. I loved them. But yeah, so after the birth, which was awesome, after the birth, I was like leaving, and I was like, just put my head back in, like, bye, I'm off. I was like, I wish I could stay. I'm definitely gonna come visit you guys tomorrow. Yeah, it was, I love them. I actually did go visit them the next day because like, I loved them so much. So as I was going, so the husband was like, you know, you were amazing. He was like, I can't believe how much you helped her. Like, she really listened to you. Like, I'm so thankful. Like, he was like, I can't believe you're a student, and I can't believe how young you are, and you just did so well. Like, he was like, you have what it takes to be a midwife, because like the way you commanded, like, not commanded, but he was like, the way that you like helped direct her and she listened, and how soothing you were, and how, like the things you told her, like the tips and tricks that you told her to really help her do it. He was like, I'm so thankful for you. And I was just like, I was actually standing there crying almost, like, because I really needed to hear that day. Like, because like the week prior, like that week, the week prior, the week before that as well, I'd been like doubting myself and like me doing this course. But he really helped. I don't know if he fluffed my ego, I guess, but also he helped me with my confidence. And I really appreciated that, and they will forever be in my heart. They are the cutest family. I love their love story and how they met and everything. It was really cool. So yeah, that was been my best experience, I think. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you guys are a first year, second year or third year student midwife, or even a qualified midwife, let me know what your best experiences have been, and even if you want to share what your worst experiences have been. And it'd be really great to like hear your stories too. But yeah, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and in the meantime, keep on being you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below with any questions or suggestions, and don't forget to subscribe to get weekly updates. Bye!